Don't forget to subscribe, and turn on notifications. We upload daily. And check the source of this video to view all the images and videos if there was any. Image copyright EPA image caption The victims. From top left, Rob Hyarzan, Rebecca Smith, Gerald Fishman, John McNamara. Bottom center, Wendy Winters. Bottom right, the suspect in Thursday's mass shooting at a Maryland newspaper office barricaded an exit so that employees could not escape, says a prosecutor. Police earlier told reporters the accused, Jared Ramos, was not cooperating with the investigation. Police found evidence the attack on the Capital-Gazette in Annapolis was planned at the suspect's house. Mr. Ramos, 38, appeared in court via video link to be charged with 5 counts of first-degree murder. Image copyright Anne Arundel. Police, handout via Reuters. Image caption The shooting suspect, Jared Ramos. A judge ordered him held without bail during Friday's hearing at Anne Arundel County Criminal Court. Wearing blue detention clothes, the suspect reportedly said nothing, but watched the proceedings attentively. Speaking at the White House on Friday, President Donald Trump expressed his condolences. Media playback is unsupported on your device. Media caption Trump address, horrific, Annapolis shooting. This attack shocked the conscience of our nation and filled our hearts with grief, he said. Journalists, like all Americans, should be free from the fear of being violently attacked while doing their job. Read more about U.S. gun violence. Media playback is unsupported on your device. Media caption How U.S. mass shootings are getting worse. How did the attack unfold? The defendant is accused of entering the Capital-Gazette office on Thursday afternoon and opening fire through a glass door. He allegedly hunted for victims and sprayed the newsroom with gunfire as journalists hid under their desks and pleaded for help on social media. Prosecutor Wes Adams said during Friday's news conference, "We brought to the judge's attention the evidence that suggested a coordinated attack, the barricading of a back door, and the use of a tactical approach in the hunting down and shooting of the innocent victims." Mr. Adams said Mr. Ramos had entered through the front door and worked his way through the office. He also said there was one victim who attempted to escape through the back door and was shot at that point. The victims were Wendy Winters, 65, editor and community reporter, Rebecca Smith, 34, sales assistant, Robert Hyarzan, 59, assistant editor and columnist, Gerald Fishman, 61, editorial writer, and John McNamara, 56, reporter and editor. 2 other people who hurt by broken glass, said police. Image copyright AFP image caption A woman who knew some of the dead stands before a makeshift memorial to victims of the Capital-Gazette newspaper attack. Who is the suspect? Investigators say he had a long-standing grievance with the newspaper. He sued the Gazette for defamation over a 2011 column that reported on his guilty plea to criminal harassment of a former high school classmate on Facebook. He lost the lawsuit in 2015. In the harassment case, he was reportedly spared jail time and ordered to get therapy. Police said on Friday the defendant had made threatening comments online in May 2013 against the Gazette. But the newspaper declined to pursue charges, not wishing to exacerbate the situation, he added. The woman who said she was stalked by him told Baltimore's WBAL she had warned a former police official years ago, "The suspect will be your next mass shooter." She added, "He's a expletive nutjob." The accused became fixated with her for no apparent reason, she said, causing her to move 3 times, change her name and sleep with a gun. Image copyright EPA image caption The Capital-Gazette staff worked through the tragedy, publishing a newspaper for circulation by the following morning. What's the latest in investigation? On Friday, Anne Arundel County Police Chief Timothy Altomare said authorities had found evidence at Mr. Ramos' residence, showing the origination of planning. He was asked by reporters how the suspect was able to buy a 12-gauge shotgun despite having been found guilty of harassment. Mr. Altomare said only those convicted of serious crimes and certain misdemeanors were banned from buying guns in Maryland. Police said they used facial recognition technology from the Maryland Image Repository System to identify Mr. Ramos. Maryland is one of several U.S. states that provides the FBI with access to its driver's licenses, police mugshots and other prison records. How did the newspaper respond? Despite falling victim to one of the deadliest attacks on journalists in U.S. history, the Capital-Gazette staff worked through the tragedy, publishing a newspaper for circulation by the following morning. The newspaper's editors left the editorial page blank with a note saying they were speechless. Photographs widely shared on social media showed newspaper employees working on laptops in a parking garage to produce Friday's edition. The Gazette was one of the first newspapers to publish the Declaration of Independence in July 1776, though the report appeared on page 2 because local news always led the edition, according to the Baltimore Sun.